Well, listen, more broadly, I mean, take a step back. You heard in those concluding words by the British PM Rishi Sunak, Britain may have left the EU, but it hasn't left Europe. Brexit hasn't changed geography. I mean, that is a 180-degree about face from what we were hearing from his predecessors just a few months back, where Liz Truss, the short-lived British PM, basically refused to say whether Emmanuel Macron was a friend or a foe. So just the fact that you saw these two leaders standing side by side in what was going out of their way, pulling out all stops to show how friendly and close they are as friends and allies, that in itself is the headline out of this summit, if nothing else. But look, you're right. They did try to go full throttle on those three big issues you outlined. And I would say, that migration issue has been the hot button issue, especially in Britain, where Rishi Sunak has been under pressure, especially from the hardline Brexiteers, to clamp down on what they see as a wave of migrants spiraling out of control, arriving in Britain in small boats, giving rise to this very hardline new policy under debate to stop migrants arriving in small boats, to send them back to Europe. What we heard here was basically closer cooperation between these two countries. Macron doesn't want to take the migrants back from Britain. He is opposed to bilateral deals between the UK and France in that respect. What he is perhaps ready for is for Rishi Sunak to speak to the EU as a bloc on migrant policy. We did hear today about another detention center being opened, another command center with police officers to control illegal migration, more drones, more surveillance technology, hundreds more police officers at command posts to survey migration. So you could argue that is progress in fighting illegal migration, or at least progress from a certain perspective, at least from the British standpoint here. And yes, on the war in Ukraine, they did show a united front in standing up against Russia, saying that they would jointly train Ukrainian Marines, a new announcement today, stepping up their defense cooperation and basically trying to stand up to Putin in what is a new European defense security landscape. So those are the headlines coming out of this, but there's still a lot of work ahead in patching up a relationship which fell really into the doldrums in the past several years in the wake of Brexit. A lot of squabbling between these two traditional close allies who have fallen on hard times. But a lot of smiles today, a lot of backslapping, and a show of unity, at least for now, at this first Franco-British summit in 5 years.
Yeah, Doug,